Hey, welcome to our yurt. Many of you know that we live in a yurt, but most of you haven't gotten a chance to see it, or even the videos that we have done in the yurt, you can't really see the yurtness like you can here. So we have the beautiful dome that allows us to have lots of natural light during the day, so we don't need any artificial light. And at night we can look up and see the stars, and yeah, it's really great. A yurt, of course, as with anything, has pros and cons, but we certainly like the pros. So anyway, I just thought in making this video, I'd give you guys a little bit of a different view from what you've had before. So what I want to talk to you guys about is the idea of being corrected. And there's an ancient Hebrew proverb that captures this idea really well. It's found in Proverbs 12, verse 1. It says, "Those who love correction love knowledge, but those who hate reproof are stupid." Now, of course, that sounds somewhat insulting, but insult isn't always unjustified, and it isn't always necessarily a bad thing to do. It's just really making a point. It's really trying to emphasize how stupid it is to hate reproof. So the basic idea here is that if we love knowledge, if we love truth, if we really want to know the way things are, why wouldn't we love correction? Because correction is just simply someone pointing out where we are wrong so that we can know the right way. Well, why would we not love correction? Why would we not love reproof? The only reason would be that if we love something more than truth, if we love something more than genuine knowledge. For example, if we just have a pet idea that we really like, if someone tells us that we're wrong, we might not like it. So in thinking about this video, I was kind of thinking about some common misconceptions that people have, and one common misconception that I came across is the whole idea of tongue maps, where people think that we have different taste buds in different parts of our tongue that enable us to taste different things. So sometimes people think that the very tip of our tongue is best for tasting sour, and then on the sides we taste salty, in the back bitter, or something like that. And it turns out this isn't true. So if you happen to think that that is the case, that we have different areas of our tongue mapped to different flavors, and you happen to taste something and say, "Oh man, that was so sour, I'm glad I didn't have it on the tip of my tongue," and someone says, "Actually, you're wrong about that." The truth is that all of our tongue is covered with taste buds that have the capability of tasting every type of taste. Well, how should you reply? How would you reply maybe if you don't love truth more than your own idea? So you happen to really like that idea. Well, you might reply saying something like, "Man, why do you always have to be a jerk, in pointing out where someone's wrong," or whatever. Well, that type of response just manifests the lack of love for truth. Or saying, "Well, if you're just going to tell me I'm wrong, I don't even want to talk about this." What would that indicate? Again, that would indicate that the person loves the idea more than they love truth. There's lots of ways that someone could respond, telling someone that's correcting them, "Well, you're wrong sometimes too," or whatever, taking it into a personal thing. Obviously, those are not ways of going about receiving correction that actually manifest a love for truth. If someone loves truth more than their pet idea, though, how might they respond? Well, they might say, "Oh man, I really thought that it was the case that our tongue has different sections that are mapped to different flavors. But now that you mention that, I'm going to look into it. I'm happy to consider that." I mean, what would be the harm in doing that? If you really just love truth, that would be the way to go about it. So anyway, I've noticed a lot in my experience that people tend to not like to be corrected. People do not want to be wrong in general. And that's something that I think as humans we need to overcome. Because if we don't overcome it, then incorrect ideas will just continue to have the day. Whereas if we decide that we are going to have truth be the thing that we love more than our pet ideas, or it doesn't even have to be ideas, it could be practices. If truth is the thing that we love more than anything else, then we will fast, like in a very quick manner, we will be able to dispel so many errors. And errors really have a lot of baggage attached to them. In other words, errors aren't innocent. Errors do harm. There's a lot of medical misconceptions out there. And if we have medical misconceptions, then we can promote incorrect medical ideas, and people might suffer because they aren't going with scientifically demonstrated medical ideas, and instead going with some form of pseudoscience. And they could end up not receiving a remedy that they might have received otherwise. It's pretty serious stuff. There's lots of examples that could be given. But in this video, I just wanted to point out that it's important to love truth. And if you love truth, you should be happy for someone to tell you that you are wrong. Even if the correction is incorrect, it gives you an opportunity to look into it, and in doing so, you could discover the reasons for why your belief is true to begin with, or you might discover that what you had held to is incorrect. So correction's a good thing. If someone tells you you're wrong, don't get offended. Don't retaliate against them as though they're doing you some injury by correcting you. That is not the behavior of someone who cares about truth. So if you care about truth, or if you want to care about truth, then love correction and love it when people reprove you no matter what. And just, hey, verify it and follow the truth. I thought I'd close this video with showing you guys a little something different. Hey, Ratson! Anyway, he is a dog who has learned to love correction. He needed a lot of correction as a little pup. Isn't that right, Ratson? Did you need lots of correction? Oh. As you can see, he's a rather large dog, and he had this habit of jumping up on people, and just playfully, of course. But anyway, he needed lots of correction. Oh, and now look at him. Oh, Ratson, good boy. Yeah. See? If we learn to love correction, oh man, life can be good. Isn't that right, Ratson? Yeah, life can be good. Yeah. Have you learned to love the truth? Have you learned to love the truth? Oh. Anyway, if you liked this video, and if you would like to see more and get to meet our other dogs, then please consider liking and sharing and subscribing. And if you want to get the new videos, then hit the bell and you'll get notified. Farewell. Ratson, good boy. Good boy, come here. Hey, Ratson, good boy, good boy. You wanna say hi? Oh, okay, sit, good boy. Oh, yo, oh, careful. Belly rub. Yeah. Good boy, Ratson. Good boy. Aw. That looks so awkward. Good boy. Ratson. Oh, Ratson. Okay. I had to brace myself there for a moment because his tail is a weapon. those eyes of love.